Hello and welcome to the Insurance Dudes podcast. This is Craig Pretzinger. I am Han Solo today. Well, I'm not actually in Star Wars, but I am solo. Mr. Jason, fortunately for him, is away and camping. I don't even think he has internet access, so he may not even hear this. So, feel free to post comments and make fun of him. He is camping. He's out in the middle of nowhere. Yesterday, I got a text, but it seemed like it was one of those ones that snuck its way through. Like you're on the airplane and you get a random text. One of those. So thank you for joining. Couple agenda items here real quick. If you haven't seen it, there's a link below, but we got a new book. This is pre-Chat GPT, so no Chat GPT involved. I know a lot of agents don't really use Chat GPT. We're going to talk about that a little in the next few weeks here. I know that I did a couple other episodes and a lot of people were real interested in those. So take a dive back down memory lane, go back a few episodes. You should be able to find them. If not, we'll continue to talk about it because it is another really, really effective tool that could help you get a lot done a lot quicker. And that's the name of the game. So what we're going to do over the next couple weeks here, or probably be a few weeks for me, but it could be even longer for you as the content comes out. But we're going to be talking about the concept of the TeleFunnel system, which we talk about all the time. It's how we have devised the methodology that we grow business, and have grown our agencies. Now, of course, that's something that we talk about a lot because we do have a separate business. I'm not talking it from the business standpoint. All I'm talking about is the way you could do it yourself. You don't need us. You could do it yourself. I'm going to lay out everything over the next bit of time. And if you want it even quicker, head over to Amazon, grab the book, $1 Million Agency. It's the blueprint, has everything in it. In fact, it has a lot more than just the TeleFunnel. It has all the agency operations, basically everything that you need to run an agency. Yeah, without the community. You don't have all the folks that we have in the program, but that's fine. You can do it yourself. And I want to help you do that. And we're going to make it a little fun today. What we're going to do is, since Mr. Jason isn't here to ask me any questions, I am going to throw Mr. AI Craig in here. AI Craig is going to ask questions. It's not me. It is the AI version of me. I did not write the questions. It chose what questions to ask based off of something I wrote up, and we're going to see what those questions are. In fact, I'm not even 100% sure what they're going to be, so it should be interesting. Are you ready? Let's dive in. What exactly is a telefunnel? So what exactly is it is kind of weird to hear my own voice ask me a question. Just side note, the telefunnel, all it is laying out the process so that you can execute on an internet lead sales strategy. As a sales first organization, you have to have some sort of consistent method to feed your producers the ability to quote. Let me take you back. I'm going to take you back down. So let's talk about old Craig. Anybody that's listened to this for any amount of time. Now, old Craig, pre-success with internet leads. And I define success as achieving a positive ROI based off of the activity created from an investment in a marketing source. I think that's a fair definition. Oh, that's awesome. The telefunnel creates that path that we can then understand exactly where we're going. So old Craig, back 2019 and before, all the way back to 2009, even before there really were internet leads, struggled to understand the concept of focusing on the right metric. So whichever carrier you represent, or if you're independent, you probably have an even bigger situation around this, is there is no deficit of variables and parameters to analyze, right? There is definitely no shortage of information. This is one thing that the insurance companies are really, really good at, is compiling data, right? They take all that data. One CEO of a very well-known carrier even said, we are a data company, right? The better that a company understands its data, the better it can do the math, and then the better it can create activity based off of that math that will lead to predictable results. And that's what you want to do, right? That's what machine learning is. Like, you want to talk about AI while AI Craig is over there asleep. Yep. they've used machine learning forever, right? Take it back to the earliest Apollo mission, right? They ran projections based off of the data from different rockets or whatever. They take all that information, they compile it, and then they can predict, right? They create a model. In the same way, ChatGPT, or Anthropic, Cohere, Llama, Minstrel, all of these different LLMs, as they're called, they just predict, right? So they've been fed so many sentences and so many pieces of information that when you ask a question and you format it properly, it's going to predict the answer based off of the last word it generated, which is pretty wild. It's predicting as it's doing. And that's something that humans can't do, right? It's too fast. Maybe we do it on a subconscious level, driving or whatever. But at the end of the day, like, that's the whole thing, is we've incorporated this artificial intelligence. I don't know that you'd call it artificial. Maybe we should call it computer intelligence, because it's still smart. It's just smart in a different way. It's very logical.
Oh man, totally get it. What are the essential elements of a telefunnel system?
Okay. Well, we need to have leads. We need to have some kind of dialer. It isn't something that you actually use for you have to have in your agency, and it's web-based, which is nice. So every element of the telefunnel by design is created in order to push towards results and to just create that consistency and give something to gauge, right? A benchmark. And that's just how it's designed. And it's the only way that it works, right? So you have to have the dialing system that creates the results. You need to have something that can also give you the right data back. We need to be able to know our contact rate. We need to be able to know the number of transfers. We need to be able to know the number of failed transfers, and we need to know how many were sold. Now we have our telefunnel metrics that we can track, and then we need to have there's various executive components. What does the agency owner do? And for me too, I had to let go of ownership of a tremendous number of tasks that I was doing within the agency that I thought only I could do it. And B, that it was vital. I can tell you that the vast majority of these things I don't do anymore and are certainly not vital that I do them. The hardest thing for me to let go of at the time was answering phone calls. I think that was the biggest control issue, but also probably my biggest source of frustration was talking to the clientele, especially in a service capacity. I'm a sales guy. I like to sell. I like to do marketing. I don't want to do service. I don't have the patience. It's just terrible. And that's okay that it's terrible, right? I used to feel bad about it. Like, oh, I'm supposed to do this because this is what I'm being told by whoever. Oh, you got to be the agent. You need to be the expert. No, you don't. You need to create the processes so that everyone can be the expert, right? You need doctors of insurances, a lot of them, not just you. There's no way to scale if you're the expert and if the agency depends on you. Find one $10 million agency where the agent is taking calls and doing quotes, and I'll say you're a lunatic, but in all due respect, of course. So we have to have some sort of tracking system. Hopefully that's in the dialer. And we need leads. We need to understand the types of leads, and we need dialing specialists, and we need sales folks. Why can't you just have the sales folks do the dialing? Because of the math. AI Craig, why don't we wrap that here? We'll call that an episode, and we'll save the next question, which is going to be, what's the role of the? I'm sorry, I won't say your question. We're going to dive straight into some of the people, and we'll talk about what they do and why it's important they do it the way they do it, and why it would benefit you if it was being done in your agency. So that's it. I hope you're enjoying it. I think I gave a ton of value there. Again, all of it's in the book. You could get the e-copy, but if you want the paperback, you can run over to Amazon, grab that. And we are going to eventually have a website up here too, where you can grab it.
Grab the book and maybe Real Craig will let me out of the office.
But for now, head over to Amazon. Links down in the show notes. Thank you. Appreciate you. See you next time.